We're getting upset because Tony Hinch came along and called Puerto Rico and trash.
But he didn't even call him. He made a joke,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. He made a joke.
There's an island of trash.
Yeah.
It's called Puerto Rico. Here's where that joke comes from. Tony is actually obsessed with the Pacific garbage patch, and like the fact that we just throw, like we were talking about, like recycling. Like recycling doesn't work. They don't do it. Most of your bottles, when you throw in a recycler, they get put in landfills. So there's a landfill in Puerto Rico that's way overflowed. Puerto Rico has a legitimate trash problem because they're on an island. Like, where are you going to put it, right? There's all these people living on that island. Where are you going to put it? And so they have landfills. Their landfills are way over capacity. So that's where the joke came from.
Right.
Like, the joke came from, like, Tony being environmentally conscious about recycling.
Yeah, they don't seem to have taken it that way.
But from his roaster perspective, that's where the joke comes from.
Totally.
I think it's called Puerto Rico. And you say it and everybody laughs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, we were at the rally, and people say no one laughed. Not quite true. Like, it didn't get a big laugh, but it got a bit of a laugh.
It's a funny joke.
Yeah.
It's, even Jon Stewart said it was a funny joke, which I thought was great of him.
He had much better ones that got a bigger response, but yeah.
It's a terrible, people are like, well, it wasn't funny. Right. Because it was a terrible setup for comedy. Everything was wrong. If you were at a comedy club and the guy did that set, you'd be laughing. It's just a bad setup. Everything's wrong. It's like, you don't go to see acoustic music while people are using jackhammers around you, right? Like, it's not the right setup.
Right.
You want to go where somewhere it's quiet.
Yeah.
And stand-up comedy should be done in a comedy environment, in a club, or there is a great video, though, I should say, of Don Rickles. Don Rickles in the, have you seen that? Reagan's inauguration?
The Reagan,
Don Rickles was a G, boy. He was a funny man. He was so good. It really translates today. Like, you watch that set, it really translates today. But I think Don Rickles was almost like, he was in this category of ultra famous comedian, right?